So, those with the memory of an elephant may remember not too long ago I did say this, that I'd not be covering cameras and stuff on the channel any longer. It's too much variety, mate, and it's not great for the old analytics. Well, I'm going to. I don't care, I'm massively into this stuff, and it's all too relevant for me right now, especially since my neighbourhood descended into a bad day in Baghdad, mate. Been all in on home security for the last 4 years. I've currently got 10 Ezviz cameras. I've been all into their ecosystem long before they were a channel sponsor, and it's just a bonus that they are now. And speaking of which, they've sent over one of their newer kits. It's the Ezviz BC1-B2. It's a pair of wireless, completely wire-free 1080p smart cameras with their own base station. And the stats on this little pair, well, they feature color night vision, H.265 video compression, two-way audio so you can scream at the little scroats whenever they come near your property, siren alarm, AI human detection, 12,900 milliamp hour rechargeable battery, which you can use with a solar panel if you decide to buy that from Ezviz. And then the kit also includes its own little base station, which they don't say is an NVR, but basically is an NVR. So this raises quite a few questions for me. The first one, which was inevitable for me, is with this being a newer kit, have Ezviz managed to fix a lot of their software issues that plagued their earlier cameras? Second one is, with them being wireless cameras, are these going to suffer from wireless issues? Do they take ages to wake up from sleep mode? Do the batteries drain pretty quickly? That kind of thing. Or have Ezviz managed to just nail the whole wireless ecosystem? I don't know. Let's unbox, get installed, and see what it's all about. So this video's probably a write-off. In fact, it's definitely a write-off. The kit is missing the base station. I've looked all over for it. I don't know why I'm shaking the box. That's not going to make a base station appear. Complete waste of my time. Weirdly, though, they've included this odd air freshener. These companies sometimes make collaborations with random companies if they want to, I don't know, shift products. But it's like obviously some kind of Airwick collaboration. It's a new Freshmatic or something. But even that's not working. I'm pressing the button and like now it's happening. Can't even hear any fluid in it, but odor sperm burper or something, like a jizz gargling deterrent or something. I don't know. Complete write-off at this point. Oh, honestly, implementation shock. I'm gonna get a phone call. 2 seconds. Hello?
How's that camera treating you?
Well, funny you should mention that. The base station in the BC1 kit, it's not there.
What the hell you say?
No, it's fine. These things happen. It's just one of those things. Actually, I don't know how you miss the base station, but...
Miss what now?
But whilst you're on, someone's chucked a air freshener in the box.
Come again now?
It's this cone-shaped thing with a blue lid on the top. It's got Ezviz on it, so I mean, it looks legit, but I don't know.
That is the base station, you most twit! Tick-turd. Oh my god, I can't believe it! God. Jim,
Okay,
I told you we should have been sending cameras to that line as God says.
yeah,
Stupid
okay.
Englishman. Never mind, okay? You don't know what you're doing,
Leave it
boy.
with me. Yeah.
Leaving nothing with you. I've left it
Loud
with you
and clear.
already. You ain't got nothing loud and clear.
Yeah, this conversation never happened.
You best believe it did, boy.
Well, can we just...
Where are you going? Where you going?
Get to the point.
Mate, you've got to put that footage up on Adobe stock. I would license it in a heartbeat. Anyway, this video, mate. This video has taken a dramatic change in course. Turn for the worst. Right, all the footage you saw up until today was filmed on a different day when I had a totally different direction planned. It wasn't going well. If I'm honest, I've been using the cameras for about a week. That wasn't going well. Then it just got dramatically worse. I had to sit down and give myself a good shake. And I just thought, I've got nothing positive to say about this camera. It's just not very good. And then I thought, would I buy this? No. If I had bought this, I'd have sent it back by now. I really would have done. And then I thought, would I recommend this to any family and friends? No. So how can I make a video about this with a balanced review in good conscience? I can't. I can't do it. All of the problems with it just drown out anything that it does well and makes it a deal breaker. Right, we're going to start with something easy as the first one. This is not a deal breaker by any stretch, but it is utterly unacceptable in 2021 for a camera, especially at this price point, and that is the complete lack of any picture quality adjustments in this camera kit. Like, there's nothing at all. Well, no, I'll tell a lie. There's one. You can adjust the saturation of the colors. You can make them a bit more vivid. There's no exposure adjustments. You can't change the brightness. There's no backlight compensation, right? There's no wide dynamic range. There's no contrast adjustments. There's no sharpness adjustments. You can't change the frame rate of the camera. You can't change the bit rate of the camera to make it variable or constant. It's pathetic. there's nothing. So if you're pointing your camera at a scene and it's just completely blown out, or an area is in absolute pitch black darkness because a certain area is blown out, tough. But the worst part of this is if you are a super user, you would probably want to use Ezviz's PC Studio, which does give you access to advanced camera features that do let you change wide dynamic range. That does let you change the bitrate and the frame rate of the cameras. The problem is the BC1 kit is completely incompatible with the PC Studio, and if you do add the BC1 kit to your account, your PC Studio becomes completely useless, and you can't access any of the camera settings through that anyway. So yeah, not good at all. Right, we're getting into the hardcore stuff now, mate. I wish I could be more mad chill about this camera, but this is the serious deal breaking stuff, and these are the reasons that I'd use to not recommend it to family and friends. It's the record, or the lack of recording, that this camera doesn't do. And it's kind of all to do with the battery saving features that Ezviz have implemented to strive towards that up to 1 year battery life claim on the website. So within the camera, there's 4 modes that you can set it to sort of balance battery life and performance. There's performance mode, there's power saving mode, there's super power saving mode. The only one you've got to maximize and get the best out of the camera is performance mode. That's all you can do to get the best, to make it perform at its best, is just set it to performance mode. But even with the camera set to performance mode, it's not good enough. It misses vital things going on right under its nose. It cuts off clips far too quickly with human detection enabled. I reenacted a scene where I just walked in front of the camera. It started recording. I just stopped still, and the camera stopped recording me whilst I was still stood in front of it. You can do an awful lot of damage. You can commit an awful lot of crimes stood still. Like this, for example. Look at this huge wide gap where nothing happened on the feed. Do you want to see what actually happened in that wide gap? It's not good enough. It's not good enough, and it's doing that because it's shutting down to save battery. And I don't care. You can keep your battery. It's pointless, utterly pointless. If it's going to miss the things you need to capture, it's defying the point of having one in the first place. And I'd rather capture what I need to capture than have a camera that's just up there saving battery. Right, next thing, notifications. I can see why people put a lot of emphasis and place a lot of importance on notifications, right? You know, your camera's pointing at something outside and let me know if something's going on, mate. No problem. Got your back there, mate. Right. Thing is, I don't know if this is just a damning indictment of Ezviz cameras, but in the 4 years and 10 cameras that I've had from Ezviz, I've never been able to use their notifications. They're absolutely dreadful. I've had false alarms for like raindrops getting picked up as humans, my car seats being picked up as humans, right? You know, it's raining out. Rain, what's this? That's not rain. With the BC1, I was intentionally triggering the notifications just to test to see whether they're any good or if they've improved over the years and with this new kit. No, not at all. My first test with the BC1 kit in performance mode with the front camera, it took 2 minutes to fire a notification to my phone. That's not very good. Way longer than you'd expect a camera to wake up from sleep mode and for a Wi-Fi camera. So then I thought I'll do it again. It took much less time than that the second time around, but it did take 2 minutes the first time. That's a thing that stays with you, and you think, well, I'm not sure I can rely on this now. And it was just an inconsistent amount of time to trigger each notification. So then I walked into the back garden, and then that camera, I was stood in front of it for a good 20 seconds before I went, oh, there's a human there. These are real world settings I've got the cameras installed in, and this could be somebody, an intruder in my garden, just strolling past my cameras, and they're just not doing anything, right? And I thought, no, if I can't intentionally trigger the cameras to do what I'd hope they would do, I can't rely on them to hopefully pick up something on that one time when I would need them to. So no, absolutely not. Fails the test dramatically when it comes to picking up people and firing notifications. Right, this last one is a doozy, it really is. It's a combination in a way of some of the previous ones. more to do with the Ezviz really than the camera itself, although it's an issue with the camera. It's to do with the night vision modes. It's an issue that's inherited from the C3N, probably some of their other cameras, but I noticed this issue when I was making my C3N video last year. Made a big deal about it in the video, thought they would fix it. They didn't. The issue is still present in the BC1. So from my video, you've seen where my camera is mounted on the front of my house. It's pointing towards my garden and there's a main road running out the front of my house. Now, in the UK, by law, depending on the kind of road that it is, it's by law there needs to be street lamps or lampposts every 200 yards. Just so happens, there's one of those lampposts right outside the front of my house. What happens, depending on the time of year, those street lamps turn on when it gets dark. And just because of the nature of what street lamps are, they create light. It's the whole point of them. So when the street lamps turn on, they illuminate the road, they illuminate the general vicinity. The BC1 though, unfortunately, in its grand stupidity, still thinks it's daytime when the street lamps turn on. It screws up its ambient light settings and its detection, and it stays in day mode throughout the entire night after the street lamps turn on. So what that means is all of the night modes, black and white night mode, color night mode, the strobe lights, the spotlights, you can't use them. They're disabled. So the front camera, I've never once ever been able to use the spotlights on it. And unfortunately, because it's bugged out with PC Studio, I can't go into that and edit the exposure like I did with the C3N and change the brightness and tinker with it to get it to work at night. So I'm stuck with a camera that's stuck in day mode, won't turn to night mode because it's too stupid to realise that it's turned to nighttime because a lamppost has flummoxed it. Absolutely unacceptable, especially given that I did give them this information last year and made them well aware that this was a thing. And it's not exactly a unique situation, mate. Every road in the UK has lampposts on in a residential area. It's not okay. They're the main problems with this BC1 kit. I really want to balance this out with some positives. When I say there's nothing positive to say about it, it does some things well. I'm really struggling to find some things that it does well. I mean, it's 1080p. But you see, the things that it does well, the other cameras do well, and this is not a general smart camera review of how cameras are in 2021. That's not what this is. This is this camera review, and this camera's terrible. So I'm not about to just say, hey, cameras these days do this. So look, I'm sick of whinging. So I'm just going to wrap this up. Let's conclude with a few extra things I didn't mention. So the camera takes far too long to wake up out of its slumber, even when it's in performance mode. It cuts clips off far too quickly and goes into a nap straight away, even in performance mode. Night vision doesn't work when the street lamp's nearby. You can't adjust the picture quality, and that's an issue. I'll tell you why. This is the DB1 doorbell that I put up a couple of weeks ago. The default picture had the sky blowing out the image, and the person ringing the doorbell was in pitch black darkness because the mobile app's absolute gash. I had to go into the PC Studio and adjust the wide dynamic range to bring the subject into light. You can't do that with the BC1, like I said, because it's totally incompatible. At the moment, at least, probably, possibly, if ever. I don't know if it's going to ever be fixed. But anyway, yeah, something I haven't mentioned, the audio intercom, the two-way talk, that was totally broken, not working for me. That's my experience, and at this point I'm not about to test it further. I don't care, I've lost interest. But I pressed the speak button on the app. You're meant to talk through your phone, right? Your voice comes out the camera at the other end. Didn't work. It just didn't work. I was saying, you do you, right? And you're supposed to be able to speak through it. Nothing. I wasn't hearing anything. You're supposed to be able as well to record your own custom alerts. You know, like sperm burp alert, and then missiles arming, vacate the property, and that's triggers when someone triggers the motion alert. It didn't. It just played this muffled static through the camera. And I say, right, let's just get on with our lives and just leave it there. The battery, the wildly, grossly exaggerated 365 days of battery is exactly that. It's based on highly unrealistic usage. You're not going to use these cameras on anything other than performance mode because that's bad enough. And I've had both my cameras outside in real world use cases, and one of my cameras is already at 88%. So based on that, these aren't going to last longer than 9 to 10 weeks. And you're going to have them down charging after 10 weeks. And guess what? Do you know how long it took to charge the battery from 50 to 100%? 5 hours. So your cameras are going to be out of action for 10 hours every 10 weeks. No, thank you. No. I'd rather just drill a hole in the wall, route a cable through, and have benefits. Not even benefits, just have a camera do its job. Just record and not be a problem. Just don't give me problems that I could frankly do without. The notifications were unreliable and inconsistent. The Wi-Fi hotspot from the base station is sporadically flaky. It's quite strong, but just connectivity through the mobile app is flaky. It's impossible to retrieve the raw native clips as well from the SD card if you are using the SD card. Obviously you can't from the Cloud Play service, but if you are recording the SD card, you can't pull the native clips from that. You have to use the record button in the mobile app, which performs a conversion, so you can never really ever get the H.265 video from the camera. And whatever recording quality loss you get as a result of that, you're just kind of stuck with. But you know what? I just sat down and thought before, right? The benefits of a wireless camera, right, is you stick them on the side of your house, no wires, sure. But you've still got a base station. That base station still needs to be in your property because it needs to be connected to a power source and an Ethernet cable. So if you've got, I don't know, like a 10-acre plot of land, you can't just walk in the middle of that and stick one of these wireless cameras because you still need to be within Wi-Fi range. And if you're in Wi-Fi range, generally you're going to be near a power source. Whatever you're recording, people walking around trying to steal stuff, it's going to be near a power source generally, right? There'll be exceptions, but generally. And given all of the problems, just spend an hour routing a cable through your property. Even if you're renting a property, you're still going to have to mount this to the wall. You still have to drill a hole through the wall to put this up. Just spend an hour drilling a hole through the wall and route a cable through. Do without all of these problems. Right, that you can really do without. So there you go. Thanks very much for watching. I've just lost a channel partner in Ezviz. So if you want to support the channel, links in the description to my website where I've got affiliate links down there to bits and pieces that I do. Donation links and stuff like that to help me keep doing stuff like this. I've just got nothing good to say about it. I am reviewing other Ezviz stuff. I've got a couple of other Ezviz products. I'm going to do a review of the doorbell as well, and I've also got the Ezviz LC3 light, which I'm going to be doing a review of as well, which I haven't actually installed yet, so I don't know what that's going to be like, but more stuff like that coming soon. Look, Ezviz as a company, I actually love their wired products. It's just the wireless kit is dreadful. But generally, I'm sticking with the existing ecosystem that I've got. It's just this one is absolutely appalling. So thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.